Of course, potentially some fascinating matches in this Euro 2008. We may not have any coverage here live on Selatanta, but that doesn't mean we can't talk about it, Pat. The winner of Group C, for example, plays the runner-up of Group D. That could be interesting. Pat?
Well, that's right. The winner of Group C plays the runner-up of Group D, and by such quick of fate, they did a crafty thing. What they've done is they've said that the runner-up then of Group C plays the winner of Group D. They have replicated that right the way through this. The runner-up of one plays the winner of the other, and vice versa. But all the teams have a chance. All the teams in European Championships have a chance. They've all got one thing in common.
Yes.
They're in the European Championship.
Yes, indeed. What about the other group, of course? The other groups, Group A. The winner of Group A will, of course, play the runner-up, of Group B.
That's right. Actually, the same thing. It's a very, very good working mind, a very mathematical mind. They've just got letters in. I think when you look at A, you look at B, you look at C, you look at D, right the way down. It's not like blood. It's not discriminating in any way. Everybody has got a chance. I think there's no
That's, of course, on the 19th.
Alphabetic advantage.
The 19th of June, that one. The other one is on the 20th of June. Is that going to have any significance, Pat?
Well, what's interesting about Euro 2008, it's all saying in football, only one team can win it. 2 can get to the final, 4 can get to the semi-finals, 8 can get to the quarter-finals, so we might have a glut of teams going all the way. It's all like a pyramid, but it can only be one that gets through. They know that, we'll know that
So what are you saying, Pat? So what are you saying?
Many teams have a chance, all of the teams in it, they will share one thing in common.
Who's going to win it, Pat?
All from the European Championship.
Who's going to win it?
I'm not sure. Spain, Italy, Germany,
Who
Portugal.
is going to take the title, Pat?
Belgium.
They're not even in the feckin' thing, Pat. No Belgium. You arse! Oh, you're welcome to Selatanta Sports. Pat Dolan. Giovanni Trapattoni said not so long ago, quite publicly, that he expected this outfit to have a good shot at a world title. An exaggeration, Pat?
Well, I don't know if it's exaggeration. What he's got is a mouth. He can talk. The most important thing is use language a certain way. Is he speaking Italian? Is he speaking English? We don't know. What's important is to communicate something, communicate with the players understand, and then they have a chance, because the other team won't know. You don't know the football if you have a chance.
What about the world title qualifying group, Pat? It's all very well when one is pitted against the minnows, the lightweights, if you will, of Montenegro and Cyprus, or the bantamweight of Bulgaria. But can we seriously compete with the super heavyweights of Italy and Curtis Mayweather?
Well, that is a question. You're not saying football. You don't know which way it's going to go. Live football can go in here. You can go this way, you can go that way. It can any result possible. There's a lot of countries going in. It's like a lottery, but some are in, some are out. Some of the balls, they're jumping around. You've got very, very good players. You've got very good teams. Can we be available? I don't know. Can we get them on? You said the players won't want that. They will want leadership. They've got leadership.
Okay, thank you, Pat. They will want leadership.
Will they be able to go in there?
The ball will be coming in, and ball will be coming out.
Countries to get results.
That's all we've got time for. We've got to go live now. Thank you, Pat. We've got to go live to a recording now of the first round of the Under-17s Amateur Golfers Intermediate Scratch Cup Play semi-final from Corbelis.
You do have an ability. If you have a chance to play the game, you've got a chance in any particular game.
Thank you, Pat. That's it. Okay, it's over.
What we have now is a number of players that do have the ability. They do the ability, and they were able to go there. They were able to go there. We want players from players at another division altogether. And there's another thing.
Thanks. Now some ads for some pipes. Hello, and you're very welcome to Selatanta Sports. Well, some people who don't know as much as I do about stuff probably don't realise that Euro 2008 is a different format this year. Firstly, Pat Dolan, can you explain the format to our viewer? And secondly, can you explain to him how it might or might not affect the players, Pat?
Well, what we've got now is a situation in a new format where the winners of Group A play the winners of Group B, and vice versa, and both teams get through to the quarter-finals, and the winner gets through to the semi-finals. What is different about this one is that teams making it through the semi-final could actually be facing a team they've already played in the game. That means they've already played them in a game over 90 minutes. It's called a football match. They've done that. We don't know that, but they do. And I'll tell you what, it's never been done before.
So what you're saying is, just to clarify it, is that a team that might have played another team
That's right.
in the group stages...
That's right. They might have played another team.
They might have played another team, but they could meet each other in the semi-final.
Yes, that's the critical point, and I think you've got it. I think you've got it. They could make it in the semi-final, and that will be incredible if they do play another team, but we don't know. Football's a funny game.
OK. It's never happened before. That's the main thing, has it?
I don't know, but I do now. Apparently it hasn't happened before.
OK. Will it affect the players, Pat Dolan?
Well, the players, they know they're going to play football.
In what way will it affect the players?
Well, I think it might affect them in the head, in the way that the head usually does affect the head. But I think you might find players, they're playing a game, they're playing another game, and then they're going to play another game, and you might find they just don't know.
On Selatanta Sports,
quarterfinals,
a repeat of the GAA club fixture from last Christmas, featuring a pile of muck savages from Dunmanway fighting it out with what looks like an impromptu gathering of Neanderthals from a local wedding. That's all we've got time for.
The thing I have to say...
That's it. Thank you. Can somebody remove this pile of plop out of here, please? Hello, and you're very welcome to Selatanta Sports. Pat Dolan, Giovanni Trapattoni, is the manager of the Republic of Ireland. He manages a man called Stephen Ireland. Is that confusing? For example, would you be confused if you were managing a player called Peter Croatia?
Well, that entirely depends on where he comes from in Europe and who you're managing. If you're managing Iceland, it would not be a problem because there aren't two of the same names. Happened before, we know Mike England, of course, played for Wales. Was that a confusion? I don't know. But it could be, we just don't know. That's about football.
Was Mike England Welsh?
He was, in actual fact, from Samoa, and he just didn't quite have the right sort of game, but he could have played, and he nearly did play. He was fantastic.
Pat Dolan. That's all we've got time for. Now, some more ads for things that only people in Ireland could ever wish for. Hello, and you're very welcome to Selatanta Sport. I'm joined as usual by Pat, and for the first time by Frank. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening. Good day.
Have we reached saturation point in 2008, Frank?
I don't think you can say that, Paul, is it?
Paul Dempsey.
I don't think you've reached saturation point. We're used to June being wet. You know, it has been for the recent years, what with the ozone and that. So June and July will be wet, and then you kind of get the summer around October now. It kind of brightens up a bit, you know, and suddenly you find yourself bringing kids to the beach and that, and doing things you'd normally do in the summer, which would used to be June, but now it's not.
Pat?
I think he might have a point, but we don't know if there's a point because we just don't know. When football is on, people watch, they like the game because the game is about goals, about entertainment, it's about goals, about entertainment, about things like creating chances, it's fun. That is what people want. Do they want that? Yes, they do. If they don't get that, do they not want it? Maybe not.
Yes, Pat, but how does that specifically relate to Euro 2008?
Well, I think the situation, the team started off at 16 teams in the tournament, but it used to be 8, it could be 12, it could be 13, but it didn't matter. Numerical advantage is not an advantage. Some people might say that, but we can't know that until it happens. We aren't sure.
Frank?
I think that's an excellent point and well said.
OK. Well, we're getting calls and texts coming in from the viewers at home. Apparently, they can't actually see you, Frank. You are merely a floating head. What do you have to say about that?
That's very disappointing. For starters, I left home this morning with everything. It could have been the scanner in the airport. I remember experiencing some extreme pain going through that. Because I didn't go through the one you walked through. I went through the other one and I put my bag through the one you walked through. And I went through the one the bag should have gone through. Simple mistake.
Pat?
Well, what we do with disembodied is always an issue for the people at home. Do they have quality when they look at that? I think they do. It's all about entertainment. That is entertainment.
Either
that is
way,
entertainment.
we've got to leave it there. That's all from Salatanta Sports until we sort out Frank's problem. Goodbye.
Pat, you wouldn't pass us a drink there, would you? Just a sip.
I would do that for you.
Sorry, maybe I'm just dehydrated. I wore those special socks you get on the plane to stop the dry hydration thrombosis.